Today I'm going to share with you what would be a great starter kit for any beginning bass fisherman. These are my top 10 lures that all bass fishermen should have. And we're going to start off with the good old frog. This frog is weedless, so you can throw it up into lily pads or thick cover. For a beginning fisherman, it's very easy to work. They could pause it. They may be watching a bird fly overhead and stop reeling, but this lure will still be effective. And there's nothing like getting topwater blowups in the lily pads. Even if you don't catch the fish, great way to hook a beginning fisherman. So there's my first lure. Second one would be a spinnerbait. Good old white spinnerbait. I'd probably go 1/4 ounce. Nothing too heavy. Simple lure to throw out. It's pretty weedless, so a beginning fisherman is not going to get frustrated, and they catch lots of fish year round. My next one would be some type of a rattle bait, a lipless crankbait. These are easy to wind in. You can cast them a mile. Now, these aren't weedless like the first two, but they catch lots of fish. It's a good search bait, great bait for beginning fishermen. Another good bait for beginning fishermen is a square bill crankbait. Square bill crankbaits are meant to fish pretty shallow, usually in less than 5 foot of water. The square bill deflects off of logs and things like that, so you can get stuck with it, you can get hung up, but it's less likely to get hung up. It covers lots of water, it mimics small fish. Square bill crankbaits catch lots and lots of fish. Another moving bait that I would recommend is a mid-diving bait. This is a DT6 by Rapala. It's one of the best crankbaits out there just for searching out fish in less than 6 foot of water. Now moving into some plastics, this one is kind of a hybrid. It's a plastic finesse bait, but it's still a moving bait. And this is a paddle tail or a swim bait. And you can use it on a selection of different types of jig heads, but again, it covers lots of water. It mimics a real fish. This is a must-have in every starter kit for any bass fisherman. Now we're going to get into the finesse baits. The first one that all beginning fishermen should have is a shaky head. The advantage of a shaky head, I can fish it shallow, you can fish it deep, you can fish it weedless. If I bury this hook so I can throw it into thick cover, just a great all-around bait, catches lots and lots of fish year-round. Another must-have would be a Texas rigged bait. This is on an offset hook. I'll take the worm off so you can see. So you need to get these offset hooks. You rig this like so, and you could go weightless or with a bullet weight. So Texas rig would be another must-have. Another must-have for all beginning fishermen is a Wacky Worm. Very easy to use. You throw it out. It's a do-nothing bait. You just let it sink to the bottom very slowly. Let it sit for 10-15 seconds. You kind of jig it a little bit and repeat. It catches lots and lots of fish. And then my 10th bait would be a good old jig. Jigs can catch lots and lots of fish. You can use it in rocks. You can use it in some weeds. You can use it in cover with brush or laydowns. It's just a great, great bait to find fish. So these are the top 10 baits that I would use for any starter kit for any bass fisherman, whether they're fishing ponds or they're fishing reservoirs or big lakes. This is just going to cover all the bases. You got some finesse baits, work slowly. You got some moving baits, work faster. I wouldn't get too caught up in colors. I would try to keep them pretty natural, like what I have here. If it looks like a fish, buy it. If you're looking at a topwater, make sure it looks like a frog. Now, once you've got these 10 lures, you can start to expand. So, for instance, I have a spinnerbait with willow blades. Maybe now I'll go to a spinnerbait with Colorado blades. A little more thump, just a little different action. For topwater, I might want to expand to something like this prop bait. It's a whopper plopper. It's not weedless. I can't throw it in the same places as this, but it does have its purpose. Another topwater that you could expand to would be a popper. Again, start with the starter kit and then just start to expand. After this crankbait, I might want to expand to some deeper divers. So now I've got something that goes about 8 to 10 feet. As far as another topwater, a buzzbait is a great bait. Catches lots and lots of fish anytime. And as the fisherman becomes a better fisherman, what you want to do is start expanding your arsenal and maybe expanding colors until you get to the point like this square bill. It's a natural color square bill, and eventually you get yourself to something like this where you've got square bills in all different colors. They go different depths. Some of them have imitation fish sounds inside of them. So again, start with the basic 10, expand, and expand your colors. That's how you get into bass fishing.